commitment. Commitment to the cause, commitment to the process, you know, commitment to the band, commitment to our lives outside the band, commitment to our work. Commitment.
We are in a fine location by the banks of Loch Fyne in Argyll and Bute.
The weather's been slightly dismal, so although we are at Loch Fyne, that's about all we can see. You can't see anything past that. You can see some hills in the background, but then they just kind of disappear into the mist.
Reminds me of something at the Browns, the little button bend up in the hills. That's spot on.
And we basically just took a chance to try and get what we needed done, do it in a place where we all could be together.
It takes you out of your comfort zone, it takes you out of the environment that you necessarily wrote the songs in, so it gives it all a different kind of atmosphere.
There's no real distractions, no one's nipping home to put the dog out or clean a fish tank or something stupid like that, you know.
We want to kind of enjoy the surroundings and just being a band again.
It's just good to be away for a week and just get immersed in this whole making music.
My main responsibilities while I'm here,
We'll get for Danny, essentially.
To make sure that I play the best for the parts that I play.
As few as possible, if I had my way.
I've asked myself that every fucking day. I don't fucking know what I'm meant to be doing, to be honest with you.
is that the actual question? What did you get up to today?
What did you get up to today?
Scott.
I played a bit of drums.
I cooked up some fucking death. Cooked me up some fucking death. You want some death? I'm cooking it up for you, Ornament Warrior. Cook up this death in your face on the layer.
I don't know, I suppose we've all taken on kind of different responsibilities. I decided I would be the food man. I'm kind of enjoying being able to cook for a bunch of guys. Other responsibilities, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
My main responsibilities will be the recording of bass guitar and synthesizers.
Concentrating tracking.
I guess facilitating the writing process again.
Well, I suppose from a musical point of view, I don't really see that as a responsibility though. It's more just what I'm here to do.
I got a phone call for you, Randy Savage. My shoe in your face. Trap me down, some death on you, Randy Savage. You have been warned. So tell your family, tell your friends, get that funeral booked. 'Cause you going down.
With a lot of the new material, a good part of the songs were originally conceived by me and then fleshed out by the rest of the band.
It's different from the original, or I say the original, the first album, because I don't know, I suppose quite focused on lyrics that I'd written.
It's just a very abstract impression of our lives and our thoughts, really. Sounds wanky, but that's what it is. It's, you know, it's because the way the songs have been made is very collaborative. So, for example, if I'd written a song and it was about my wife, it then gets stripped down, and it becomes more abstract. It's like if you imagine you get a picture, a portrait of the Queen, and then you get someone to add some more paint to it, and then eventually the Queen becomes just an old woman, and it could be any old woman. It could be someone's granny or wife or someone in the street. You know, it all becomes a different creature altogether.
So the material kind of it's stronger, I think, for that, because there's more input and there's more analysis into what goes into it. You know,
if it hadn't been for the strength of some of the songs, maybe the band would have been in a lot shakier road, I guess, if we didn't know that these songs were good and they were worth following through with.
This new process that we're all adjusting to, I think, being ruthless in a way that the only person that matters is the song. The only person that really has its say is what's right for the song that we're working on, you know?
It evokes a cinematic kind of feeling to it. It's huge soundscapes and a lot of textures going on. Just the sound, the demos when they first come up were just a few parts pieced together. A few cool ideas that some of the guys have come up with. A few beats on it, and then taking them here and putting all the parts together, sending them to Alex. He sends them back. We working them live and taking them up here, and it's just each step adds something to the mix, and it's just huge sounding songs at the end of it.
Of confidence keeps me anchored to our past tense only.
and stuff, it was shite.
As soon as I learned to play drums, I knew that It's kind of what I wanted to do.
My granny gave me a classical guitar. She came over from Indonesia and just gave me a classical guitar. And I was like, you know, at the time I didn't understand it. That was pretty amazing. But at the time, you know, it was all about aesthetic. I was like, nah, I want this like Stratocaster looking thing and something that like made me look fucking cool or something, you know?
As soon as you get hooked in the music, and I just felt like that's where I belonged, like in like a gang of other people that felt the same way about these things, and just became a big geek about it all as well.
Guys in our time were heavily into the Britpop vibe, so I think that that again was like a certain catalyst to even be intrigued about a guitar.
The main thing it made me want to better myself in terms of culture and everything was more from what I heard from other bands like Iggy Pop, the Manic Street Preachers, David Bowie and everything. They'd always like talk about all these cool artists and things and books, and it just made you just want to improve your outlook on things, really. The main thing is being feel like you're part of a gang. So I think if anything of being a rock star is these days, if it's being part of a gang, then it's fucking cool. Give me a leather jacket and a fucking quiff. That's how it feels like being in a band, you know. You're like, you don't need a motorbike when you've got a fucking bass round your neck, you know.
It was Chang, myself, and a few other boys started the covers band.
You know, because we must have been really shit back then. You know what I mean? And it was in a way of like, you know, I like you enough. You're a mate, and us being shit at our instruments is okay.
We played a gig, and Dave supported us.
It wasn't really that I wanted to join. I was just asked because I had a PA.
We're like, man, we need a PA, and it just so happened to know that Dave had a PA. So we commandeered him,
and the deal was that I okay as long as I got to support them. So I stood up and played some Travis songs on an acoustic guitar. And they're like, oh, you can sing. Yeah, you can. We'll kick the singer out of the band and you can join and bring your PA with you.
Yeah, I remember it fondly. It's cool. It's where the two parts of this Peterhead triangle thing kind of like were forged or something. It's like I can see it.
It was still the Leeds, but that was when we started writing our own material, you know, so that would be 10 years ago.
And then we were looking for a bass player for a few years. Darren came and tried it once or twice, and he buggered off.
No, he just couldn't ironically commit to the band. He had the rescue party thing going on and other bits and pieces, and I don't think we were particularly awesome or didn't blow him away with what we had at the time.
Went through another couple of bass players, and then after about a year we ended up back with Darren again, and we got a twin free.
Those guys are so easygoing. They were like, they came for a jam and never left, as it were. We were like, you know, they probably want to leave, but they're too nice to say. Do you know what I mean? They're beautiful.
So they got me, and then a few months later they also got my brother as well, who wanted to tag along. And and we've been there ever since.
And that was when it all kind of really started, you know, which would have been sort of the end of 2007.
The name and the style, the music and the things we wanted to do, the visuals and stuff, were suited the name, and they kind of suited the band as well. They just brought something new to it.
Forever's gone slow. You died, and I'm sorry.
It was in there, yeah. I don't know whether the piano was more of a thing.
I miss you.
That's done. NYC's done. Lifepack's done. Signal is done. Stormy isn't done yet. Command's done. So I've got 3 more to do then. That's not right.
What I would say I'm most proud of from IndianRedLopez is just the ambition that we've had to just break out of that whole being in Aberdeen and that's it.
My mum phoning me to tell me that she was in One Up and there was a guy standing and he picked up her CD and went and bought it and she was chuffed to bits.
Getting the physical copy of the first album back and the EP as well, something to hold and say, we fucking did this.
We did all the online sales ourselves through the Bandcamp thing and waking up in the morning and opening up the emails and the email just says kerching, another £8 added to your account and you click it open and it's a guy in San Francisco's wanting you to send a copy. There's a guy in Japan's bought it.
I mean, we feel that the music we're making is as good as any of these other bands that you see or hear about today.
A really good show that we did, you remember, at Wicker Man Festival a couple of years ago, I think, and it was like, you know, really, really chuffed to have been asked to play it and stuff, and it was so cool because, well, you drew live as the set played. You know, as we play the set, you drew this amazing thing, and I thought, you know, we've not done that since, and I think that moment as well was just like, we played a great show as well. It was really fun, but then just knowing that all that stuff was kind of going on behind me and behind us, and it was really meaningful.
Picking Wizard on Friday night, I think it was, and we were in Big Ten. We were on about 8 o'clock and we walked out and the place was mobbed.
Wizard Festival is a pretty big festival now in northeast of Scotland, but basically we played there in a tent and like early on in the afternoon, but like there was hundreds of people there to see us, and a lot of them were local and had seen us play before, so they were chanting and singing. And
Wizard was great, but it was a piss fucking poor night, and I thought maybe, I don't know, being a cynic like that, well, these guys are just here because it's fucking raining, you know, that's the only reason they're here, type thing. You know, part of me going, wow, had it been sunny, they'd be watching James right now.
Hey man, see you got some Jack and Coke? I'm gonna have some Jack and Coke.
Ah, no, I'm busy.
Hey! Sisters! Can't look you in the eye!
I can't understand what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Turn on the Beatles!
so it is a bit of pressure on any band to succeed. We've got all these people that want to hear our new album, and you know, they want to and feel like we do that we should be doing bigger and better things. There is always a bit of pressure on you.
We worked really hard for it for the last few years, and we expect the finished output to be what we want it to be.
A band survives as long as the internal organs, that is the people, keep the band going, but you can only keep the band going for as long as it's actually making you happy.
I suppose like after the last album, we'd like written, we were wanting to change up the process of like writing songs, and we wanted to just be more reactive and less contrived and you know, just change it up. At the start maybe there was a kind of, I'm not sure if I trust everyone is in this as much as I am. I'm in on it like 100% all the time. I think about this thing, I think about the band all the time, to a point of it's probably unhealthy. Frustration starts when you feel worried that this isn't the right way to go about it, and am I the only one realising that this isn't the right way to go about it? What way should we go about it? You know, what should we do? How do we do this next? How do we do that? And that leads to just like pangs of like total just doubt and worry.
can have the profoundness of the cold and the dead, leaving your body when staying instead, stabbing the sleep and leaving only a truth, reminding you get older, get older, get older, get older. You brought it along only to tell me that it wasn't the case, that it was never enough. So I'm ready to brace myself for the eventual burn of the how. Can I be still and stoic and stoic? Some people say never look back, but I always look back, and I always look down. I'm on my way, I don't know how I'll ever get back home. The phone decline, forever repeating like the waves in the fields, never admitting that you gave up a shield. What good is it to you now? So needless to say, it's all just decay and broken, and broken, and broken, and broken. I know I'm strong enough to tell you that I mean it. Right now, wait until clouds roll over. I know I'm strong enough to tell you that I mean it. Right now, wait until the clouds roll over. I know I'm strong enough to tell you that I mean it. Right now, wait until clouds roll over. I know I'm strong enough to tell you that I mean it. Right now, wait until.
I would say that pretty much anyone that's in a band, and when you've got wives and partners and family and friends and you're supposed to go out for food and things, you know, sometimes you think, I can't be asked, can I be arsed?
We all feel that we need to just push it, and if it gets to a point where it takes us further than we've been, we'll all be happy. But you know, if it just does the same as the first album, or even less, you know, I think that there's a chance of us kind of going our own ways.
There's a lot of times we've doubted ourselves. You think, well, putting all this effort in, playing shows, there's not a lot of people there, but the people that are there love it and come back. It's just difficult to spread the word, and you keep knocked back a wee bit. You apply for things, you don't get accepted. But then it just takes one little idea, and then you get a reboost of energy and you get inspired again.
How do you do, Dave? Some party, isn't it? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Good party. Nice tunes, man. Really like it. Thanks for the tip as well. It's great.
You're welcome. Hey, I see you got a cigarette there. Do you want a light?
No, I'm alright, thanks. I've got one.
You sure? Got a light?
Look so funny. Who's that guy there?
I asked him for a light, and he said he didn't want one. Gosh, I felt silly. But gee,
He was swoony. Being in a band for the vast majority of people, the reality is that it's an expensive hobby, really, you know.
It's like Iggy Pop always says, if you want to be if you want your band to be famous or popular, you know, you can't have a job, you can't have a girlfriend, or else your interests are somewhere else.
We're all old enough and mature enough to be in a position where we have careers and families already, and we're not 19-year-olds swanning about saying we're going to be the next Oasis. You know, we all have a quiet pride that we can do it and have an album to show someone when it comes up in conversation, but we don't go around beating the drum, so to speak.
There's always a balance that you've got to get right, but especially not necessarily in a financial way, but just in terms of your relationships with your friends, your family, your wives.
You know, my wife and I have to forge our life together. That's the thing that we're all going through at the moment.
Like our bosses, our wives can see that we have a passion for it and allow us to do that, and at the same time I think they appreciate that we can remove ourselves from it as well, you know.
The fact that we're still out here in the middle of nowhere recording the second album shows that there's still that faith and there's still the want to do it, and you know, we're all still interested.
But I think the most important thing is for us is that we just build this big machine, this bigger machine of you know, heightened sense of ambition, a heightened sense of like pride.
Like a band like Frightened Rabbit, for example, who have just gradually gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think they're, you know, as a Scottish band, to see the examples of how well they've done gives you a bit of faith that even though I'm singing in a Scottish accent, you know, the truth of the songs and the melody still shines through. To just be known as a good band, it's nothing about being famous. It's definitely not by a minute. It's just, as I say, because to me music's almost like a religion.
Who's there? Cyndi Lauper. What's she wearing? Oh, I'm gonna wear my clothes like that, wear my makeup just like that. Pretty girl.
I've been walking around the village for 4 years looking for my husband, but he never appears. I go to the pub. Have you seen him? They don't answer. They call the police and they take me home. I cry.
On my return, I have forever meant to keep waiting for me and welcome my return. I have forever meant to come.
I never really thought about having a legacy, but it's. I suppose it just kind of sums up a period of our lives.
Especially with this new album, I think that we're creating a really good legacy. I mean, that's why I'm so satisfied that we've got the opportunity to make a good go of this second album, so that we've got more of this legacy to give hand down for ourselves, really. I mean,
it sounds really weird, but just being proud to show like children, grandchildren that you were this other guy before. You know, you were this other guy who created stuff.
I don't know how my kid is going to take it, you know. I've not got any experience of it myself, you know. I've always known my dad has been in bands and playing guitar, and he's written a few little songs, some of them not particularly serious, you know, sort of local village life type songs. There's a couple of tunes that are quite cool, and he was published in poetry books and stuff when he was younger, and I guess growing up there was a pride in it, so I'd hope that my kids would be proud of me. Then again, they might listen back to it and think it's absolute garbage.
Our mate Charlie, who Mike and I help out now and again, his daughter has just started singing in his band, so that's a dream. Fuck these boys off.
When they get to the stage of 14, 15, they want me to take them to see bands, which is pretty cool. Like, there's a lassie from Inverness, and her dad came down to see us in Glasgow one night. We were all sitting in the van having chips and cheese or whatever, waiting for the sound check, and there's a queue outside, and Adele was playing upstairs and we were playing downstairs, and there's this guy and his daughter standing there, and he sent us a really nice email actually later on saying, oh, my daughter come across you and she loves you, and then I started playing your CD in the car and I love it, and you are our favourite band, you know. I would love that to happen with my kids, you know, not necessarily with my music, but just like someone who teaches me about music in the future, you know. If it's like they come, oh Dad, I've got this, you know, what do you think? But that's rubbish.
So do you feel like the Lopez legacy as a concept is really the sort of motivator?
It's not like a massive driving force. I can't say that it's like a total forefront of the mind factor that like makes us want to make this record. It's putting this album in a place, you know. It kind of, it's captured it. It's captured, it's trapped the moment in all of our lives where we're kind of, you know, I suppose, in flux, whereby we're not young loons. We're married men, I suppose, and we're having families and stuff, and this will never, you know, be able to capture this, the genesis of this point, this total turning point in all our lives again. And I think that's the driving force. I think that's the thing that I want to kind of vent. That's the thing I want to show everyone. You know, it's perfectly okay to play music and to be creative and to be productive with your pals and then have a wife and family. I think, you know.
I think it was quite clever of Chan, I think it was, to come up with the title Commit for the album, and then there's one of the songs which we'd originally called Safe, and we've changed that now to Commit, and that's going to be the last song on the album, and I feel that it's a classic title track on an album kind of song, and it does kind of sum up the album. And I think lyrically, you know, we all write lyrics for the band or edit each other's words into different ways, and I think from doing that and looking at the lyrics and just hearing the songs, there's, you know, it does, like the first album, it's got a feel and a theme almost to it all.
Commit means growing old gracefully, really. Basically giving yourself to the things you love. Be that family, friends, wives, your favourite TV programme, your favourite beer. Commit.
So long and thank you for everything. These four walls support us and gave us so much. Isolation forges an industry. Push yourself, create what you want everybody to hear. Inspiration hewn from your history. Capture and replay to remind us of what we have done.
Commit encompasses every single facet of this process. The way we've overpowering this sort of the feelings of uncertainty at the start of this process, and just committing to the idea of that we can write music in this way. It's totally fine.
Our hands were empty when we began. Now we leave our hearts unfilled and we keep singing inside.
You know, we've never done it before, but it's okay. We'll feel our way through it, you know? It'll be okay. And I didn't realise I wanted to call it that. I didn't realise I wanted to mark that as a point, but I do. I can't call it anything else. It's a point of stating at this point in our lives, you know, we did this, we felt like this.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Where is the album right now?
The album exists in this format only, but not for too much longer. Hopefully.
Is that the black box? Is that the black box of the plane crashes?
The black book of regrets. That's what that is.
Stop throwing that about.
That would be fine. So fuck I.
Stoked. Fucking stoked.
We'll be fine.
Hey Jake the Snake, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for him. Jake the Snake. I'm gonna get Jake the Snake.
I'm gonna get you, man!
Watch this. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the left. In the belly. Headlock. Baboon of death. Baboon of death. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3 count. I won. Wrestling!